Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how I use Google Keep to organize assessment data and observations in the kindergarten classroom. So I would love to show you how I have my school board one set up because it's got everything already organized, but I kind of just created what I have in my school one on my Ontario Tech Google Keep account. So I usually have labels for each of the frames. So I've got belonging, contributing, developing literacy and math, problem solving, innovating, self-regulation. Then I also add tabs, labels for each of my students. So I've added 3 students in here, John, Megan, and Tim. So each week in our classroom, we document one group of children and we use a sheet for all 4 frames. Now, with these sheets, we then take pictures and label them and put them into these categories. We label them not only by student, but by frame. So I'll show you what that looks like. On my assessment library, I have a copy of the documentation sheet that we use that has the 4 frames, and we just use a clipboard and write notes in these. We find it quicker and easier to be in their play and not typing, just to have a pen. So that's kind of how we do it. So I've made out a sample sheet for Megan. So I'm going to go into Megan's notes here. There's no notes yet because this is a new class, and I'm going to start a note. I'm going to add an image. So in here, I have the image that I have taken of Megan's notes. So this is Megan self-regulation. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add my label. So I already have Megan here as a label. I'm going to add the self-regulation label. So you can see it's self-regulation, and there's the info about Megan. Now this is Megan and self-regulation. Now the other really neat thing we can do, I won't do it here because I don't have a collaborator, but for myself and my partner, each time you go in here and you can add a collaborator. Oh, sorry, it's right here. I'm usually doing this on the iPad, which makes it much quicker. So right here actually is where you add a collaborator. So then in here is where I would type in my teaching partner's name, and then this note goes to her. So then she can also put it in Megan's file as well as the self-regulation file. Okay, I always color code all of my frames. So for me, my self-regulation is always yellow. So I'm going to make that note yellow. So I can see this note has Megan's name on it, self-regulation. I'm going to archive it. That way it's not here on this main page. This way, this main page stays nice and tidy. Now I can go into belonging and contributing. Let me just refresh here. Oh, sorry, no, I want to go into self-regulation. And there's the note for Megan. Now I can also find this note under Megan. Okay, so I'm going to go back into Megan. I'm going to do another note because I did one whole sheet for her, so I have all 4 frames. I'm going to add the picture again. This one is belonging and contributing. So I always have those as purple. Sorry. And then down here, you can see Megan's already in there. I'm going to add the label of belonging and contributing. And then, sorry, with the last one, I forgot to do this. I always type in the note, the title of the note as such, so that when my collaborators, my teaching partner gets the notes in her Google Keep, she knows where to put them or how to file them. So I would label it as Megan and the date. So it was February 4th. And then I would put BC, so then when my teaching partner gets this note, she will see that she needs to put it in Megan and belonging and contributing. So again, I'm going to close this and archive it. And now when I go into belonging and contributing, there's Megan's note. And again, into Megan. And now Megan, you can see, has 2 notes. So this is how we organize our information. And the best thing about this is that when we are then doing our report cards at the end of the year, we are able to decide how we want to go about accessing this information. That's why we kind of double label it. So if we want to do the report cards, we'll say by frame, and we want to do belonging and contributing for each student, then I can just go into this belonging and contributing label, and I will see every single student that has a belonging and contributing tag on it. Or if I want to do them by student, I just go into Megan's file, and then I can see very quickly by glance which of the notes are for which frame, because they're color coded, which makes it very, very handy for accessing the information and doing those report cards. So this is kind of how we use Google Keep for information. I also typically will do a to-do list I keep on my main page, because with Google Keep, which is wonderful, you can add checkboxes. So I will do a to-do list such as complete monthly collage for portfolios, or laminate monthly calendar. And then I leave it on my main page, and then I can just quickly tick those off as I get them done. So this is very quick, and it looks different obviously on a screen on a desktop than it does in the iPad, but it's very similar. So it's very quick with the iPad to be able to go in and quickly file this information. And this system with the color coding and the labels has really made it easy to keep our information and to access it quickly. And also the fact that like all of my stuff as an ECE has been shared with the OCT. So when she goes to do those reports, she already has all of the things that I can contribute. So if ever there was a reason I couldn't be there for the reporting day, she has everything that she needs, all of my notes, in order to complete those reports, which makes it much easier for everyone. So hopefully you enjoyed my little video explaining how I use this as an assessment tool, and hopefully you can see the merits of using Google Keep. It's got a lot of capabilities. Thank you.